Hello, 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 and welcome to the Corpsmen. I'm Evey Greenbottle, and I want to show you this really interesting sort of deck building, monster fighting, Slay the Spire-esque game. It's really interesting. It has just released from early access, and then now the full version is out, and it's pretty cool, and I think it's actually worth checking out. So let's take a look in a brand new game. So in the Corpsmen, we need to choose if we want to play as a male or a female, and we get to name our character as well. And luckily our character does, oh my goodness, this dog. Our character has red hair, so very much like the IRL Evey, and I'm very excited about that as well. Look at this dog. He's made of sewn together parts, which look highly concerning, but it's completely the norm for this small town. They're gonna start off by making some food. She seems expert with a knife, and the dog is eating with his two hands. It's very concerning. But we're going off to work our very first day as a corpsman, and you'll see what that means in just a second. All right, we are in the city of Summerlee. Finally, a fully registered corpsman. Mother and father would be proud. All right, time to head to the mess. We're gonna click on the mess over here, and we're gonna head straight in. Hello, Private Evey reporting for duty. Hello there, welcome to the Revivification Service Center, but most people just call us the mess. I am Dr. Mary Sue. Look at this little ferret lizard. First day on the job, Private. Yes, ma'am. Private Evey, ma'am. Don't make a ma'am sandwich, and I'll only bother to remember your name if you make it back from your first mission. Wait, what? Please follow me quickly. There's lots of enlisted joining us today, so we have very little time for the procedure. Yes, ma'am. All right, this is your living construct harvesting index. Here is where you catalog the creature parts you've managed to harvest and bring back. And before you even ask, no, your fellow corpsmen are not things you can harvest, no matter how vile they may be. Stupid rules. Now, if you look carefully here, you can see the council has three creatures cataloged for you to use. This is the standard creature combination for all new corpsmen. This area over here is where you construct your creation. Start with the body, like so, and just fill out the rest as you would your taxes. Pretty self-explanatory. Once you're done, just confirm the parts you're using with us and register your adorable abomination once it's walking around. All right, go for it. I'll be waiting outside at my desk. So we are going to be mishmashing some body parts together to make a living construct. And then we're gonna be using our little creature to go and fight out in the wilderness. So each body part will have key features like claws, teeth, hooves, or fangs, and these features will allow your newly created creatures to unlock different types of moves, so we need to choose carefully which body parts we want to give them. They've got three different body parts. We've got like a lizard body, this sort of feels like a wolf to me, or there's more of this cat-like body part. And they all have sort of different kinds of things. Now, if we go for the gray one or the brown one here, the brown one gets a tail. The gray one has this tiny tail, so it doesn't get a tail added to the end. Let's go for the brown body, then we can add a tail. And we can choose a head. We've got the lizard head, which has fangs. We've got the goat head, which has horns and just regular teeth. Or the cat head, which has fangs. I quite like the goat head, I think. He looks, I don't know, cuddly. I don't know if I like it on the brown body, though. It's a very weird, like, mishmash of parts, and we can just sort of sub out what we want. But let's go for a horn attack. And then we need front legs, and we have kind of claws or hooves. Let's give him, oh, this is a front leg, so we'll give him one hoof. One hoof, yes. And maybe one lizardy leg. So he's got a bit of claws and hoofs. And then his hind legs. Let's do the same, but opposite maybe? Freaky. Okay, so he's got kind of the two hooves opposite sides, and then the two claws opposite sides. And he also has space for a tail. We've got a fishy tail, which has some sort of tail attack buff, or we've got the fluffy tail, which doesn't give any sort of attack. So let's give this fish-ish tail, the lizardy tail, because we can get some sort of extra moves possibly from that. And that's going to be our first creature that we made. And we are going to be pulsing some electricity through it, I guess, to make it come alive. Put the safety goggles on for safety and pull the lever, Kronk. Oh my gosh, we look like a mad scientist for sure. So freaky. Live. Oh yeah, that is terrifying actually. And the electricity is coursing through our little buddy here, and his eyes are gonna flash open. Oh my goodness, it's so creepy. This seems like the perfect game for Halloween, if I'm honest. There he is. There's our little creature. I think he's kind of cute in his own way. Now, we need to give him a name, and the name can't be changed later, so we have to be quite clever about this. Just, you know, I feel like Cuddles or something. Like, he's such an abomination that it needs to have, like, that really kind of soft, cutesy name. So this is Cuddles. He just enjoys a good cuddle, really. All right, so I better make sure to imprint on it some basic skills. Should I go something more aggressive or defensive? So we get to choose cards here, and this is where kind of the Slay the Spire-ness comes into it. They have different costs and different damages or abilities for each card. Now, there's 3 different types of moves that they can learn. They can learn attacks, skills, and power, so very Slay the Spire-ish. But it does give 3 different personalities, so if you give it a lot of attacks, it will become more aggressive. So our little Cuddles will become more aggressive if we do lots of attacks. It'll become more cunning, though, if it uses lots of skills, and more stubborn if it uses lots of powers. They can also get ailments. So these are sort of our curses, but they can become ailed by different things. So fever, frail, or chills. And some of the ailments will go away on their own, but some will get worse, or some of them are going to be permanent. So we need to keep an eye on kind of the health, I guess, of our creature. Now here we get to choose 1 ability. Now, Scratch costs nothing, but it does only 2 damage. Defend would be applying 10 block to our guy, which seems pretty good. Or Gore, so using our horns and dealing 10 damage, and strength is applied 2 times. So if we have other abilities that give him additional strength, it's going to be doing even more damage. I think Gore, even though it costs 3, 10 damage is a lot of damage. Now we get to pick another card. We do get to do this 4 times total. So Unyielding, Cuddles gains 6 blocks and we get to draw a card. Or Strengthen, he gains 2 strength, which would go really well with the Gore. Or Scratch, again, so a free card, but just doing 2 damage. Let's go with the Strengthen to go with the Gore. I feel like those 2 go together. And now we probably need something defensive and something cheaper as well. So we go, oh, Chomp, deal 2 damage and apply 2 weak. So a creature that has weak on it will deal less damage, which could be helpful to keep us alive. But we could just go for some block, or block and drawing another card. I think let's go for Unyielding. So gain 6 block and draw a card. I feel like having more cards in your deck is going to be helpful. And oh no, I was really hoping for a free one at this point, but we've got another Strengthen, Wall of Flesh, which applies 8 block to everybody, and it gains 2 Threaten. And if it gains 2 Threaten, it means that it must be targeted first, which means they'll go for Cuddles over any other creatures kind of in our team. We could go for Wall of Flesh, that's expensive, 3, but it does block everybody, which is good because you have a party of 3 in this game. Let's go for Chomp though, and we'll get the weak, try to have them doing less damage to us. All right, I see you're all done then. Nice laugh, lots of gusto in it. It's because we were a bit too crazy with our love. Yes, thank you, ma'am. I'm all done. I named it Cuddles. Oh, you named it. Well, I suppose that's your decision, I guess. Anyway, I know you young kids have short extension spans and time today is short, so I'll let you borrow 2 creatures from the preserve to use on your first mission. And we've got, oh cool, like a little foxy wolf with horns and a big dinosaur with 1 little arm. This is experiment 626 and 627 respectively, so they didn't actually get names. May they serve you better than they did their maker. Uh-oh, what happened to their maker? Monster Chow. Oh no, try not to get yourself killed out there. I'd hate to have wasted any of my time on a pre-corpse. Now please head over to dispatch. That man is a stickler for time. Yes, man. Man, that lady's abrupt, but better do what she says. All right, so we're going to be heading over to dispatch over here by the front gates, and we're going to be ready to go out into the woods, or just about. All right, we've got Cuddles 626. Oh, sorry, got Cuddles 626 and 627. There we go. That's all of them. We could also create other monsters. We need to arrange our squad. So we just need to bring them in so that we could put maybe 627 in the middle. We'll have 626 at the top and then Cuddles down at the bottom. I don't really know what the difference is. I can see it's like the positioning when we're on the battlefield, but I don't know if it matters where they are. Private Evey, you're late. It's 9 o'clock on the dot, sir. Class, if you're not early, you're late, and you ain't early. Oh my goodness. Learn from your mistakes now, kid, because right now it's free. Later on, these lessons will cost you an arm and a leg. I can see it has actually cost him his left arm there, but he's got a monkey pal on his back to help carry things on this side. Are you ready for your first mission? I sure am. All right, kiddo, this is the quest board. This is where you'll grab your mission. First, you want to look at what environment your mission will be going into, so we can hunt things, escort things, or salvage things. There are 4 kinds of missions: easy, standard, hard, and hellish. Easy and standard missions are the non-city critical jobs. That means you can retreat from them when the going gets tough without much concern. The hard and hellish missions are where the monsters are stronger than normal and where you either complete the mission or you die trying. Let's start off with an easy one. That seems like a good idea. Here you can see the different lengths of the missions as well and what you'll get from them, the city, should you complete the mission. So, time's wasted. we're heading on to the milk run. I said hustle. Oh, yes, sir. Guess we're off. All right, so we've got a very familiar looking map. Lots of these kind of crawlers look this way. We've got fog, so stuff that we can't see what might be there. Unknown things, humans, a rest spot, regular monsters, and elite monsters. So most importantly, it says don't die. All right, combat. Use your cards in your hand to defeat your enemies. Each card is separated by a creature. The left side is the top creature, the right is the bottom creature, and cards in the middle, I guess, will be the middle creature. Cards require impetus to play. The cost is located. I don't know what impetus is. It must be our energy though. At the start of your turn, new cards are drawn and your impetus is renewed. To the right of your draw pile, impetus, an indicator shows how much you'll draw and how much impetus you'll gain next turn. Okay, so 5 cards will draw and you will gain 5 impetus next turn. Okay, that makes sense. Attack momentum. So we've got gain or apply block using defensive skill cards to intercept incoming damage as shown on the damage indicator. Excess damage is dealt in the creature's health. So we've got attack momentum, gain 1 strength for every 4 attack cards played. Block momentum, gain 1 toughness for every 4 block cards played. Damage indicator. Okay, so that's these down here. Damage, it shows incoming direct damage, the red one, and block indicator is how much accumulated block we've got. Makes sense. Now in combat, we've got red intents are aggressive, so this is their intents. Blue intents are stubborn, so they're powering themselves or bulking up their defenses, and greens are cunning, a plan to debilitate or poison. We also have mystery intents as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on the enemies, but looking at our map, doesn't matter which way we go, we have to fight an elite. So we can go this way and have 2 regulars and an elite, or we can go 2 regulars and elite, or 2 regulars and elite, or a regular, an elite, and a regular. Now, I don't know whether it's better to fight that elite early or later. I mean, we could go up maybe this way, and then we kind of have more choices. If we go this way, we'd get 3 choices later on, whereas the rest, it's kind of set in stone. And I kind of like the idea of having choices when we get up here. So let's go for this left middle path and straight into our first battle. All right, let's open up. We've got a Scar Bear. Oh, he's actually so cute. And he's not an abomination like us. He's like an actual just like creature out in the wild. So we've got 626's ability over here, quick reflex and scratch. We've got our big guy here, 627. His stuff's in the middle. So wall of flesh and defend. And then we've got gore down here for cuddles. So looking at this enemy plans to attack for 10 and he's going to be attacking 626. So we're gonna need to protect him, I guess. We could do wall of flesh, apply 8 block to all and gain 2 threaten. So that would kind of allow 627 to protect, but that would be 3 of our skill points and we wouldn't have exactly a lot. But if we play this, everybody gains some block and now he's gained threaten for 2 turns. So Scar Bear now has to attack him, which means we need to give him a bit more defense. He only has 8, he's gonna be taking 10 damage. So I guess we play the defend here, apply 10 block, because that's gonna keep him from taking any damage. And now we're out of energy, but scratch is a free one. So we will use scratch here. Now he unfortunately had 10 block, so now he's just down to 8 block. He didn't actually take any damage for that one. We do need to end our turn because there's nothing else we can do here, right? He has removed some of the block off of 627. Let's see what we want to do this time. He's doing 10 damage again, and it's going to go on to 627, which means 627, I guess, needs to have at least a bit of block. We don't have anything to actually give him that. We could give him toughness. So 627 would gain 2 toughness, and I guess that's quite good. We do need to be doing some damage though. Cuddles could gain some strength. 627 could do stomp, which would be 14 damage, which actually would be enough to get rid of his block and do a bit. But also actually, if we chomp him, it applies to weak, which means he's going to do less damage, which now means 627 actually does have enough block. So that's good. It's going to go down to 0, but at least he won't take any damage this turn. Now, 14 damage seems like a good amount, but we could also do like the toughen and strengthen because we've got 4 points. So we can either do stomp and unyielding or toughen and strengthen. Now, if we do unyielding, Cuddles will gain 6 blocks, but we also get to draw a card, which might give us more options. So let's do that. And the block doesn't decay between turns as far as I can tell. All right, now we've got an option to chomp, strengthen, and toughen. Or we could just do the stomp. Let's just do stomping. That's gonna do our first bit of damage on Scar Bear here. And we do actually need to do damage in order to, you know, finish the battle off. All right, looks like he's intending to give himself some sort of buff. That's probably giving him more armor because he doesn't currently have any defense. So we could do quite a bit of damage this turn possibly. We do for Cuddles have strengthen, so he'd gain 2 strength. And we've got gore available. So we deal 10 damage, strength is applied 2 times. So if we strengthen Cuddles, then we apply Gore, we would do 14 damage, which is not too bad. We also get to use Scratch because that one is free, but we are out of energy now. We've done a bit of damage. Scarbear's down to 31 health. Let's move on, let's see. Scarbear, he's given himself 8 block. He plans on doing 12 damage, which is quite a lot of damage actually. Let's do a defend on 627 because that's the one who's being currently attacked. Let's do a chomp to give him weak so he does a bit less damage, hopefully. There we go. So now 627 does actually have enough block. And we could do 2 toughness, or we could try to hopefully gain another card that costs only 1. Cuddles would get even more block. Cuddles doesn't really need the block. Let's use the scratch first. Just do a little bit of damage there. I guess we will do toughen actually. So that's made him a bit stronger. But then we are out of energy for that turn. All right, on to the next one. 627 is down to just 1 block. He is planning on doing 10 damage, but he's actually planning to do the 10 damage to Cuddles. Cuddles has enough block at the moment, so that's not a big deal. Now, 627 could use Wall of Flesh again, which would apply 10 block to everyone, and it would take the attacks back to him again. Don't know if we need to do that. Cuddles has enough block at the moment. We could Chomp and Stomp. Well, let's do Stomp first. That does 14 damage, which is a very good amount of damage. That brings him down to 19 health. Could also Chomp, which would make him a bit weaker. If we've only got 2 points though, we could get the block, or we could do Unyielding and Chomp. I think let's do Unyielding. But we got a free Scratch, that's good. So we'll use the Scratch, and we still have 1 energy left. Let's use Chomp and get some weak, and that brings him down to doing just 8 damage. Cuddles has more than enough block to protect himself. There we go, and we've got a free Scratch. We've got a Gore again, which would do 14 damage. He only has 10 health, so that's actually more than we needed to finish him off, and we have managed to finish that battle without taking any damage. And we've harvested a new monster part as well. We've got the arm of the bear, and we also got some flesh, 5 pounds of flesh. Interesting. End of map, meat is transformed to Valum. I think Valum is the currency of the region we're in. All right, the battle has been won. It doesn't look like any of these are actually, so it says creatures learned a new skill, but I don't think they actually have. They haven't leveled up. Excellent job, Private Evey. You didn't die. Now remember, although you cannot retreat during a fight, you can do so when it's over. If you feel like you cannot go on, just backtrack to fight another day. Although doing so will fail the mission, and we will confiscate all the goodies that you've gotten along the way as a penalty, but at least your critters will be alive, and both of you and them will have learned something. All right, good. Now I'm heading back. Is that it? You aren't following me or giving me any more guidance? Nope. See, I lost 1 limb, and then I never lost another one because he learned from his mistakes. He's gonna go do some paperwork. All right, yeah, look, so we've opened up, oh, there's a campfire there. I did want to go this way though, see what we can see, but as we move up, it should kind of unlock more things, heading into another regular battle here. And then we have to do an elite battle after that. All right, we've got Hornopsis. We've got like the kind of bird-like creatures. They don't have wings though, but they have bird-like faces. Now they're planning on doing damage here to 626. It looks like 626 has got damage. What is this? Oh, they're doing damage to both of them actually. What is this blue one? Okay, not ideal. We need to do something to protect them. Maybe a defend or quick reflex, and we could draw 2 more cards. I guess we can scratch for free. We could apply weak, although I don't know if the damage they're doing is actual damage. We could do apply 10 block. Let's apply 10 block to our big guy here. And then we do a stomp, or do we do a weak? Let's do a stomp. It does huge damage to them because they don't have any block themselves, and we're out of energy. So yeah, they are attacking. They have taken damage, so this is potential damage. Let's do Wall of Flesh. We gain 8 block to everybody. And he gains the Threaten, which means both of them are now attacking the same person. That's 16. He needs a lot more block then. Not ideal. Could we gain him some toughness? I guess we could. I don't know if that helps. I think we needed to use that one first. That's my bad. There we go. Let's do that. We're out of energy. We're going to be taking some damage again, but at least last he's only going to be taking 6. Doesn't feel great though, not going to lie. Now he only has 17 health, so a stomp would do 14 of that, leaving him just with 3. Unfortunately, the chomps don't do quite enough though to actually get rid of that one guy. They're also planning on doing something, and it looks like 627 has a stack of bleed, so he will be taking damage with that bleed. I think though, let's do a stomp here, brings him down to 3 health. We'll have to do a chomp, bring him down to 1, and then another chomp to finish him off. And now at least we only have 1 guy left to deal with. We are out of energy for this turn though. All right, we've got a couple of scratches that we could do. He does have 5 defense at the moment though. Cuddles could gain 2 strength. we could apply 12 block. I think we have to do the defense because he's otherwise going to take 12 damage. So give him the 12 block. That's enough to keep him safe. And then we just do some scratching here. That leaves us with 3 energy. We'll do the quick reflexes, draw 2 new cards. Nothing great here. Cuddles could gain 2 strength, or we could weaken him a bit. That did take that down to 9. And then we have 1 energy left, but nothing to do with it. So I don't know if this was the best choice, but it's the choice we made. So, ooh. All right, 627 is stunned, so he can't use his ability. So he looks like he's also stunned. All right, we could do gore. The scratches are free, so let's just get those on. And then I guess we do gore and chomp. And he's stunned, so he's not going to be doing any damage to us this turn. All right, but now he is planning to. He's got 6 that he's planning on doing. 2, 6, 2, 7. So we could do a defend for 627. We have some scratches that we can throw out there. And then I guess if we use the last 3 to stomp, we should finish him off. There we go. Hornopsis, take that. We didn't harvest any intact limbs, but we did get 12 pounds of flesh. Goodness me. 626 has become more aggressive. Okay, so we've used enough like attack cards with 626 that he's actually become more aggressive. He's learned a new skill, so we can now click on this one and we get to choose something new. So he can also have the gore, the quick reflex, or a strike. Deal 8 damage and draw 1 card. Yeah, I think let's go for strike. It only costs 2, gore costs 3. It's still 8 damage. That's a good amount of damage, and you get a card. So we might be able to get some of the free ones. So let's learn that new skill. Nobody else has managed to level up though, unfortunately. Now let's see. Oh, if we go this way, we're going to be getting a monster extra one. Here though, we get to go and rest, which could be good. We do have to fight an elite now, so we'll have to see how this one goes. Tri-horned goats, 2 of them. They have 55 health each. That is a lot of health. We need to do quite a lot of damage here. All right, I think let's do the 2 free scratches. Now, 626, yeah, he is leveling up his aggression because those free cards are always his, so he's almost always getting to use attacks. And then I think we strengthen Cuddles and we stomp for 14 damage. And that's the end of our turn. Now, it'd be great if we could... Oh, maybe the strengthen doesn't do anything. Maybe it doesn't last long enough. I thought it would last a couple of turns. Let's do a strike. We do need some defense though, actually. Can we apply 10 block to somebody else? Yes, he can give the block to 626, so that's good. Now let's strike, although they've got defensive now, which is not great. And we can also chomp, so he just does less damage. There we go. Now he's only doing 4. We are out of energy though, so end the turn there. We definitely need more free moves. I feel like that's massive. I think we could gore here. It's doing 14 damage, I think, because he does have a bit of strength. Ooh, 16. I have no way of preventing that either. If we put a weak on him, he's going to do less damage. That's down to just 13 now. We'll scratch to do some damage here. The only other thing we can do is quick reflexes. Now we can play that and hope for a free scratch card. We did get that, so we'll apply that now. And then we're out of energy. Cuddles is going to be taking significant damage here. Poor Cuddles, 13. Ow, and they're planning on attacking him again. Now, 627 could defend him. That would help a lot, so let's do that. We can also chomp in an attempt to take some of this damage down. 7 times 2, actually. Ow, okay. Cuddles could also gain 6 block himself. I think let's do... Oh, then I can't do the stomp, though. The stomp's not going to be quite enough to kill him, unfortunately, though. So I think we do unyielding. Let's give Cuddles the block. Also gives us another card. He rolled the gore, though. We only have 2 of that, so... Could do the strike, or we could do the chomp. Now strike would give us a free card to draw, which maybe could be just free damage, possibly. Or chomp though would apply some weak, which would make his attack do a bit less. But then it would leave us with 1 extra energy that we can't actually use. Let's go with this and just try to get that health down. Okay, yeah, we're out of energy and we drew 1 that would cost 2, so not enough to do anything there, but at least Cuddles isn't taking any damage other than the bleed that is currently on. We've got 2 free scratches here. Now, they do 3 damage each. It has 8 health, but we could do a chomp, and that was actually enough to finish him off because of the extra strength I think that we have. He's planning on doing 11 damage though. It's not ideal. Let's do the 2 free scratches. He's got so much armor, so that's done nothing to him yet. We could do Wall of Flesh. That would gain 8 block to all. They're already attacking him, so it doesn't really make a difference. Let's do that and give everybody extra block. We'll have to play the quick reflexes. And we didn't get anything that cost 0, so we just need to end our turn now. And 627 has taken a bit of damage there. Now, this guy's planning on giving himself more block, I think. He still has 20, though. We need to do a lot of damage. We need to do it fairly quickly. Stomp wouldn't be too bad. We could stomp and defend and try to get up 627's block again. We could weaken him. I mean, we'll definitely do the free scratch. Brings that down to 16. Let's do the stomp for 3. And then I guess let's defend and put that on 627 so he's got a bit of block for next turn. That's all the energy we have, so let's go on to the next one. All right, he's planning on doing 12. That's a lot of damage, and we haven't gotten through his block yet. Now, so planning on attacking Cuddles. Cuddles has 10 block at the moment. We could do Wall of Flesh to gain 9 block to everybody, which would be enough to keep us safe. We could also just chomp and make him weak. Then he would do less damage. Let's do that. Now it's 9. We've got enough block then. We could also gore and do 16 damage, which would only do 6 total, but I think that could be quite good. Wait, hold on. Let's scratch for free first. And we could strike and try to get another free card. That does do 10 damage. Let's do that. Okay, we got a chomp, which makes it weak again. Brings that down to even 7. We are left with the 1 energy, which is a little unfortunate. All right, next turn, what do we have? We've got scratch, which we need to do, I think. He's not planning on doing any, so we don't really need to be defending. But at the same time, getting a bit of block saved up is not the worst idea. So we could like toughen, defend, and unyield. Yeah, let's do that. Let's use toughen. Let's use defend on you. And let's do unyielding. I also drew a card, but it drew stomp, so not what we were hoping for. He's putting block back on himself, though. We just didn't get many cards there to actually do anything. Let's do chomp, though, to bring this down. We'll do the free scratch to help bring the defense down there. We've got 4 energy left. Not a lot of good cards, though. Let's give Cuddles unyielding because he is going to be the one being attacked. We've got a free scratch now. And then I guess the last thing is the Wall of Flesh we could take. Well, I mean, we could do quick reflex and just draw 2 cards and hope for something that's 2 cost. Let's go for that, actually. Oh, we did get a defend. That's 13 block to someone. Or the chomp to make him weak. Could I just go for the damage? We'll have the 1 left over. Don't know if that was the best choice, but it's difficult to say what would be the best choice also. All right, planning on going for Cuddles. Cuddles currently has enough block. It'd be nice if we could just do like a good amount of damage. That is 16 damage. I think that's good. That's about almost half his health in 1 turn there. That gives us 2 damage left if we do this. Or 2 energy left rather. And then a free scratch. And we have finished him off. Oh my goodness. Okay. We've only taken a little bit of damage. We didn't get any intact limbs, but we did get 34 pounds of flesh. And 627 has become more stubborn. Okay, great. And Cuddles has become more aggressive. Fantastic. Looks like everyone's learning new things. So let's start with 626 at the top. Learned a new skill. So we've got Toughen, Berserk. At the start of a turn, gain 1 impetuous and 1 threaten. Vulnerable no longer clears, gain 5 vulnerable and 1 threaten. That seems a little insane. Or he could gore. Or we could skip this altogether. You can just say, no, forget about it. I mean, they're just so expensive, really. I think let's not learn any of these. A card can be upgraded, though. Ooh, 2 cards. Both the scratches can be upgraded. So now we get to choose a path. We can go the left one here, so deal 2 damage and apply a bleed. Or do 2 damage and apply 1 vulnerable. So if we do a vulnerable, then they'll take extra damage per stack of vulnerable. But the bleed means that they just like lose health at the start of their turn. I think vulnerable could be good because we can kind of use that in conjunction with everyone else's. Ooh, here's another one. So we've got deal 2 damage and apply 1 vulnerable, or deal 2 damage and draw a card. And it consumes this one though, so that means, yeah, we would use it up then. I think let's go for the 2 damage and apply 1 vulnerable then. And looks like 627's also learned a skill. Warning signals. Instinct and consume. At the start of combat, put on the top of your deck. It applies 12 block, but it is used up immediately. Fearsome, gain 2 threaten. Apply 1 weak. If 627 already had threaten, apply 1 weak to all. That's pretty cool, I guess. Or another unyielding, so gain 6 blocks and draws a card. Fearsome seems like it could be good. Must be targeted first at the end of his turn. I mean, we kind of, 627 has a fairly good time of like gaining block. Which means warning signals would also be good. Like both of these, having them together would be great. And giving weak to everyone seems good. Although instinct, so he just starts with this, so we could be giving him block straight away. I think let's learn warning signals. Plus the picture on it is just really kind of cute. And a card can be upgraded. He can upgrade his defend. So now it can apply 10 block and draw 1 extra card the next turn, or apply 10 block and you retain that card. You do not discard it at the end of your turn. I think let's go for draw an extra card. And Cuddles has also learned a new skill. So he's got Strike, deal 8 damage, draw a card, or Tail Whip, deal 4 damage to all. To all. So if you got multiple enemies, he does damage to everyone and draw a card. Or Assault, consume all other cards in hand, deal 5 damage for each card consumed this way. And I think if you consume the cards, you don't get to use them anymore for that battle. So I think let's go for Tail Whip. It does damage to everybody, which could be just really helpful. Now, our guys are a little injured. I was going to go this way, but then this path doesn't actually have anything different happening over here. Let's go to the campfire and rest up. Now, we just feed them some of the food that we have acquired, and we're going to get them back up to full health here. So they're all back to 50, and we can return to our mission. And we've got another battle, then we've got another rest site, and then we've got the boss up at the end here. So we're just going to another regular battle. This shouldn't be too difficult for us, we hope. All right, we do have warning signals here, so we can gain an instant 12 block. I think let's do that. It only costs 1. We can also Tail Whip, which would do 4 damage actually to everyone, and we would draw a new card. And we got Unyielding, which would give Cuddles some block. These guys are intending on giving themselves some block, so just dealing more damage seems like the better option. Oh, I only have 2 energy, so we actually can't do that one. We could do Chomp though. And then I guess if we do Unyielding, it gives Cuddles a bit of defense there. So everyone's got a bit of defense except for 626. They've given themselves both 10 block. They also plan on doing quite a bit of damage. Now we could give Cuddles some strength and then do a gore. The scratch is for free, so I guess we'll do that. It also applies 1 vulnerable, so then I think we will do more damage. And that one was free, so if we did do the strengthen and then we did gore, we are doing an extra damage because of he's vulnerable. And it looks like he's stunned, so he's not going to be doing any damage at all now, which is good. They are planning on attacking 626 though, which is a little unfortunate because he's the only one who doesn't have any defense. But we'll have to just give 626 some food when we get to the next rest site, but we do need to keep an eye on him. He's now bleeding also. We could do Wall of Flesh here, so apply 8 block to everybody, and then 627 would take on any attacks in the future. We could also apply Weak onto this guy. Let's do the scratch maybe for free. It also is going to make him vulnerable. So if we do any damage, that could be helpful. And then I think let's do Wall of Flesh. So now everyone's gotten that, and then let's do the Strike. We do an extra damage on this guy because of his vulnerability. Also, we'll draw a card, but we didn't get anything that we can use, so we'll move on. And they both ended up getting stunned, so that was good. Tail Whip would be good. It would deal 6 damage to everybody. It does cost us 2 though. We could do that, and we could do Gore, which would be quite a good amount of damage. It's Tail Whip. That has stunned him actually, which is quite good. We can do a free scratch. He does have block though. He doesn't have block, so let's do it onto this guy who doesn't have block. And then I think we could Gore, and that's going to do 15 damage. That's almost finishing him off. I think that's pretty good. And nobody's attacking us this turn, so I feel like we're in a good place. All right, we've got this guy is going to give himself block. He already has 14. He's now got 20 and is going to do 8 damage. It's quite a lot, really. Tail Whip would do 7 damage. Does this like get stronger every time we use it or something? I don't understand. It's quite good though. It would help get rid of some of their block on both of them. We could do that, and we could do the Gore maybe. That also gave us quick reflexes, but if we Gore, he only has 6 health, but he has so much stuff. Yeah, let's go for him because it maybe will stun him. It did stun him. Okay, that's excellent. So he's stunned, so he's not going to be doing any damage to us now. That actually worked out very, very well. All right, back over here. We've got a free scratch, which will finish off this guy. Let's do that. He's now done. We don't have to worry about him. Just this one left. He's planning on doing 8 damage to 627. 627 though actually has enough block that it's actually not a problem. We could also stomp on him. It's 14 damage. He has so much block we have to get through here though. Let's do, I should have done the weak first. Now let's do a defend. We'll give 627 even more, and then we get to draw an extra card next turn. So it did 8 damage. It's fine, but it did apply some bleed. We've got a scratch we can use. We just need to be lowering this down as much as possible. A Gore would be 16 damage, which actually still doesn't get through the block, but it would leave us with only 4, or leave him rather with only 4. And then we could do the strike, I guess. Let's do that, I think. So there, and then the strike, and we've actually got through all of his block. And he's stunned, so he's not going to be doing any damage to us. That was very good. All right, next turn, let's see. He's planning on giving himself more defense. We just need to get through him as much as possible. Let's give him a vulnerable. And we could make him weaker. That's not going to help though. I think the stomp, 15 damage, and that finishes him off. So that was great. Didn't discover any items, but we did get 21 pounds of flesh. And 3 of them now all have cards to be upgraded. So Chomp can be upgraded. So this one could be apply 3 damage in 2 weeks, so an extra damage. Or deal 2 damage, apply 2 weak, draw a card, randomly consume a card from your discard pile. No, let's go with the apply 3 damage, or deal 3 damage and apply 2 weak. And 627, his stomp has been upgraded. It can now deal 14 damage and retain it, or deal 14 damage and apply a stun, but it now costs 5. Holy moly, that's kind of crazy though, isn't it? Because that's like a lot. It's a lot, isn't it? It is a lot. Like 5 would be all of our energy, but it would apply a stun. So if you're only fighting one enemy, you apply that, you get to deal 14 damage, and they don't get to have their turn because they're stunned. So I think that could be actually good. Maybe we'll try it. And Gore also has been upgraded here. So currently it does 10 damage and apply strength times 2. It could deal 8 damage but apply strength 3 times. So a little bit less damage but 3 times the strength. Or deal 8 damage, again less, but strength is applied 2 times. Oh, but it costs 1 less. Okay, so 2 less damage, but it also costs 1 less energy. Or it costs the same amount of energy, but strength is applied. I think let's go the less, it costs less energy. I don't know if that's like really an upgrade. I guess it is, but it doesn't necessarily feel like an upgrade. All right, feed you guys. Everybody's full. About 13 pounds of flesh only remaining. We've managed to feed them quite a bit. And we are off to fight the boss here. Right, let's see. Oh my goodness, Draconis. That is a big guy. 129 health. He plans on doing something here, but I don't know what. And there's no tooltip to tell me what on earth that is. Let's do, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? And we could just do the stomp, which would just stun him, and does 14 damage. It might not be a bad, like, start. You know what, let's just do that. Give him a stun to start. Yeah, he doesn't get to do whatever he was planning. We can't do anything else, but I think it's not a bad first move. He's now planning on doing 13 damage. We can scratch him and deal a vulnerable. We could also chomp him and give him 2 weak, so he'll do slightly less damage. We could use Wall of Flesh, which would give us all 8 block. Someone's going to be taking damage. So whether we let 626 take 10 damage, or we use Wall of Flesh and then 627 only takes 2 damage. Maybe we do that, and then at least these guys have a bit of block. And we're left with 1 energy, which we can't use, which is a little annoying and a little unfortunate. Oh no, and 627 is stunned, so he can't do anything. We do have a free scratch though, so let's use that. Tail Whip, deal 4 damage to all. There's only 1 guy though. Or Gore, deal 8 damage and strength supply 2. I don't think he has any bonus strength at the moment. It says 9 damage, so I guess we'll do that. And then we could Tail Whip, and then we'd get to also draw a card as well as do a little tiny bit of damage. Got a free scratch with that one. We can use the quick reflexes, that gets us to draw 2 cards. Can't use them though, so it's not a problem. But 627 is going to be taking 11 damage this turn. We didn't manage to give him any armor. And he's once again, he is stunned, so we can't use the warning signals to give him the 12 block, which is a little unfortunate. We kind of needed that. But we could weaken him. And he's actually not planning on doing any damage this turn. So wait, hold on. We need to do this in the right order. We need to give the vulnerable. Then we start doing the chomping. And I guess the only other option is to give Cuddles some strength. So Cuddles have a bit of strength, and then we still have 1 energy, but we have nothing we can do because poor 627 is stunned. He gives himself 30 armor and he's doing 19 damage. Yikes. Actually, yikes. Oh, wait. No, he's not. Oh, he's doing 19 damage. Okay, if we just stomp him, it's going to give him a stun, and then he doesn't get to do the damage. We don't get to do much else, though. We can only do... Oh, we should have done the scratch first, because we would have done the vulnerable. My bad, that was a little bit out of order. Draconis is doing it again, though. 19 damage. But we can do warning signals and give 627 a bit of block. Oh, no, but the block's not... It's not on him. It's on 626. Whoops. Okay, that's going to give only Cuddles the block. We better do the weak, then. So we can do 2 chomps and the gore, and okay, we managed to stun him, so we are protecting 626 in that way now. Good. Sometimes being able to stun is just, it's very, very good. Okay, we've got a free scratch, which gives the vulnerable, and he is planning on giving himself some more armor. We've just barely got through his armor. This will do 7 damage, and we get to draw a card, which gives us a defend. Kind of feel like we do need it, but or toughness even. Let's do a defend. I'm not sure who we give it to though. Let's give it to 626, and then we do a chomp, which gives him 2 weak. Not that that helps us this turn, but let's see. He's giving himself 42 armor. He's going to be doing 20 damage. That is a lot of damage. Scratch though for the vulnerable. It doesn't actually do any damage. We're just taking off the armor. Could do the wall of flesh. He is planning on hitting 626. 626 though has 18 currently armor, which feels like it's actually enough. We don't need to. If we do this, then he'd go up to 20. He's doing 20. Actually, then no one takes any damage. So that is better. Yeah, because he's doing 20 damage, but he has 20 armor. We could also chomp though to lower that down a bit. And maybe do unyielding for Cuddles. Ooh, and the stomp came up, but we can't use it. So unfortunately, that's going into our discard pile. It's not going to be coming up for a while. And 627, well, it did come back up actually. 627 though is stunned, so we can't use it. So we're using a free scratch. We'll use the unyielding. Oh, it gave the card for 627, unfortunately. We'll do quick reflexes. We get a tail whip then and a chomp. That is pretty good. It's not enough though. It is really not enough. We need 627 to be back in the action here. All right, something is happening. We've got some new ones here. Open path. Apply 15 block. If discarded, Cuddles gains 10 block. Gore. Okay, 1, 2. Deal 3 damage. Play and consume a random attack card from your deck. Got the wall flash. Rapid spin. 626 loses 5 block, but he deals damage. Now, 626 is the one who's being attacked this turn. Let's do scratch for the vulnerable. I don't understand where these have come from. They're kind of interesting though. He would do, I don't know if that's any good. We could do, oh my gosh, wait, he's doing damage to all 3 of them. Everybody's got a bit of block at the moment though, except for 627. I don't want to play Wall of Flesh though, because then all of them would attack him and he's the only one who doesn't have any block at the moment. Oh no, okay, let's do, what are we gonna do actually? I really don't know. Let's do quick reflexes and see if we can get some better cards here. A free scratch, a defend on 627 to try to like not have him take as much damage. And then we just do a gore to do 10 damage, which actually got through some of his block and it stunned him. Okay, that was very good because he was planning on doing damage to everybody and it was just a little bit insane. All right, he's gonna give himself block. We just need to do a good amount of damage. We could stun him though, and that would actually prevent him from giving himself block. Might be a good idea. It does 14 damage. We'll go for it. He's now stunned. He's not going to be giving himself anything. We can't do anything else though because we are also out of energy. We get a free scratch, which applies a vulnerable. He's trying to defend himself again. There's not, lose 5 block but deal 12 damage seems sort of worth it. We just need to do 35 damage. Can we do that? I don't think, not quite, but close. 7 damage there. 6 more, leaving him with just 9 health. Nothing else we can do though because we don't have 3 energy to use this. That is a little unfortunate because he's going to give it 54 block he's given himself. That's just really annoying is what that is. We will stop though to stun so that he's not doing damage to anybody. That's all we get to do that turn though. And he's planning on doing it again. 21 damage, all going to 627. I think we go defend on 627, which gives him enough block. We are going to be scratching to try to get through some of this block. Let's do deal 6 damage, play, and consume a random attack card. I don't think that's what we want. Quick reflexes and try drawing some better cards here. We could do tail whip, deal 8 damage and draw a card, or strike, deal 12 damage, draw a card. Well, strike is better. It's actually dealing 13 damage even. And we drew something we can't use, so it's fine. He's down to just 21 armor there. He is doing 21 damage though to poor 627. Right, let's do the scratches with the vulnerable, and then all we can do is a chomp here, or the open path. Apply 15 block. If discarded, Cuddles gains 10 block instead. And we give the block on the open path to 627, and then we chomp here. He has 6 health remaining. If only poor 627 could actually do something. If we gore though, we finish him off. We did it. We survived it, and we didn't even take that much damage. No intact limbs though, a little unfortunate. Would have loved to have kind of his wing or something. 627 though has learned a new skill. Ooh, bite, deal 6 damage, apply 2 bleed, or ambush, apply 3 vulnerable and draw a card. Ooh, I'm torn between bite and ambush. 6 damage and 2 bleed seems pretty good. Let's go with that. I think bite. And a card can be upgraded. Both scratches are getting upgraded again. Deal 2 damage, apply to vulnerable, so doubling the vulnerable, or deal 3 damage instead, so 1 extra damage but the same amount of vulnerable. Let's go with, oh, I don't know, 2 vulnerable, I guess, because we can kind of stack things on top. And deal 1 damage 2 times, apply a vulnerable. We'll deal 2 damage, apply 2 vulnerable. Yeah, we'll do the 2 vulnerable, I think. And a card can be upgraded here as well, quick reflexes. Consume, but we get to draw 4, or instinct, so we get to start off with this. I actually don't think either of those are that great, but we'll take it. 67 has learned a new skill. I'm going to go for Scratch, because it would be nice if we had a few more 0-cost cards to play. And Cuddles also gets to learn a new skill. So we got Strike, deal 8 damage, draw a card. Unyielding, Cuddles gains 6 block and draw a card. We have one of these already. Or Bloody, whenever Cuddles deals unblocked damage, apply a bleed. So that's like a power, so then he just gets to do that kind of forever afterwards. Kind of like that idea. So it's unblocked damage though, so it's only when the enemy has no block, but kind of seems like that could be pretty cool. The Strike is also good, but let's try Bloody and have a power card, because I don't think we have very many of those. I have a couple, but not a ton. Unyielding and Chop. So let's see, Unyielding, Cuddles gains 6 blocks, gains 3 counter, and draws a card. I don't know what counters. When attacked, deals damage to the attacker equal to token amount, then have the number of tokens rounded down. Okay, or Cuddles gains 12 block, so doubling the block, but it also has doubled the cost. So I think let's go for this counter thing. That could be interesting. And Chomp has also been upgraded, so it used to be deal 2 damage, apply to weak. Could be deal 3 damage, apply to weak, so getting an extra damage. Or we could double the cost and consume it. No, I think let's go for this one. There we go. So we have finished our very first run. We did find that bear claw at the very beginning. We converted our flesh into money, so we now have 135 vellum, and we'll probably be able to use those for something interesting. But we are back. Now, quite interesting. It's now his right arm that has been removed. It used to be his left arm, but now it's, I think they've just taken the same art and flipped it, so then it makes it the wrong arm. Oh, bless. It just picks it randomly which arm he's off. Right, we cleared the mission with no casualties, so you're one of the few who actually complete their first mission. You have talent, kid. Here's a little extra to spend on your new batch of creatures, and he's given us some money. You can return 626 and 627 to Miss Barnes at the Preserve. Good luck, Private. I'll be keeping my eyes on you. So we go to the Preserve, and here we meet Miss Barnes. So here we're getting stable space, and that's where we get to keep our creatures, but we can also retire them when they've kind of done their whole job. We can also create new monsters here, because we no longer have those other 2 guys, unfortunately. 66 and 67 had to be returned. So, but we could make like a new creature, I guess. What did we get? We got a new arm, right? No. What was the new part that we got? Oh, here it is. It is actually like an arm. Oh, but we can't use arms because we only have legs. We don't have a body type that can support an arm, unfortunately. So we won't be able to use our new piece yet. All we could do is kind of make another creature. We can also go to the chop shop though and find new parts. So let's maybe go over there. We can also go to the academy and try to learn some new moves. Or I can slim down my movesets at the, what is that, Fugue? I don't know. Let's go to the chop shop and just see what kind of other things we can buy. Because we sort of need like an upright body part. This is such a disturbing game, but I've actually really enjoyed it. And I hope you have as well. Oh yeah, look, the spined bison body. Interesting. And we do have quite a bit of money. We could buy quite a few things here, and maybe we will, but not in this episode. I think if you've enjoyed this game, let me know. We'll see if we play any more. Thank you so much for watching though. Make sure to check it out over on Steam because it is fully released now, and it's a pretty cool game. I actually really liked it. I think if you enjoy Slay the Spire, you'd like this game. It's very similar, but in like, it's got its own unique twist. And I do love games that have something about them that just make them special. And it's perfect for Halloween, and that is coming not too far off. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.